did a phenomenal job, just continuing to play the next play, never looking at the scoreboard and playing for each other. You know, it was all about execution, and they showed a lot of fight. We were best conditioned football team. You know, our team was built in the weight room. We talk about that. We take pride in it, and we knew that if we continued to play and just continue to play the next play and keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, that we would get back in it, and then eventually we will wear them down and then break them at the end, and that's what happened. So hat goes off to our players, to our coaches who kept their poise and continued to work with our young men. The belief on this team is huge. They just really it really means a lot to them, and you know, we have the best fans in the country. It was extremely loud. Our team fed off of that. They never gave up on us, and it just has so many former players back here at the game, and it means so much to them and everyone that's affiliated with the university. We have great pride here, great tradition. We have great facilities. There's not a better place in America to be a head football coach, in my opinion. We had some big-time recruits here, and they could really feel the passion of this place and this whole community and this campus. And so it was a great day for the Buffs. And so my hat goes off to our entire organization, our administration. It was a team effort by everyone involved.
Coach, I thought the defense really kept you in the game in the first half. The offense was having some struggles. I thought it was phenomenal the way the defense, I thought that could have been a much larger score at halftime. Talk a little bit about the defense's performance today. I thought they were outstanding.
Well, I thought that we'd make our most improvement from game one to game two, and it was just the aggregation of marginal gains is really what it came down to, you know, throughout the week. Everyone just getting a little bit better at what they needed to do, what their job, whether it was rest and recovery, technique and fundamentals, you know, how we practice, how we meet. And so we were able to improve throughout the week, and by the time we got to the game, we were confident in what we could do. We felt like that we had a good plan. Coach Summers did a great job in the defense staff putting together a plan for these players, something that they could execute for 4 quarters, 60 minutes in the game that would give us the best chance for those guys to play fast and play physical. And so I was really proud of the defensive effort. It was a complimentary. It was a great team win. We played complimentary football, you know, and just like, you know, a week ago, you know, it was the offense carried us, you know, and until the defense could get back in it. And so, you know, that's what good teams do. We feed off of each other. You know, special teams was stellar. We had some huge punts. You know, we play field position football. We just believe in what we're doing and just stay patient, and eventually we'll wear people down. And so that's what happened today. So it's just a great example of playing complementary football that we had out there today.
You know, once you guys had the flea flicker touchdown, it seemed to kind of open the floodgates offensively in the second half. How long did you guys kind of have that play, you know, in the pipeline, and what was just your thought on gambling there and having it pay off?
Yeah, well, I mean, Jay Johnson's called plays for a long time, and it was a great play call at an opportune time, and it was a great execution, and so and that's how that's what you have to do. You have to be able to make plays in critical situations, and you know, have a competitive greatness. You know, be at your best when your best is needed, and so that was an example of that. So my hat goes off to Jay and offensive staff for that call and other calls throughout the second half to give our kids a chance, and then execution by our players, just believing in what we're doing and executing at a high level in the crunch time.
Coach, first game here at Folsom, having to make that comeback in the second half. Was there ever a point where you felt nervous?
No. It's these are long games now, and they're 60-minute games, 4-quarter games, and you have to stay with it. I've been doing this a long time, and there's no such thing as a safe lead in college football. We all know that, and so we just continue to play. We talked to our players at halftime. We said, you know, that they gave us their best shot. You know, whatever the best that they could do, we saw it in the first half, and so we were able to make our adjustments and come back out, exert our will on them, play in and play out, and then as a football team, we were able to wear them down. So there's no need to get nervous. You just want to play the next play.
Coach, your first time experiencing the CU-Nebraska rivalry, what did you do with your players? a little bit amped up? And did you like that intensity of this rivalry?
Yeah, I felt it, and it feels good. When everyone doesn't get a chance to do this, and playing these rivalry games. It's what makes college football great. Players come here to see you, and they want to be Buffs because they want this experience to be able to compete at the highest level in these rivalry games, where it's important to so many people and you got so much on the line. And so we had a great atmosphere. Our students were outstanding. The fans. They were great. It was loud. We fed off of our fans, and we could feel the intensity of this game, going into it. But our guys were able to stay focused on the task at hand and focus on execution. But this win means a lot to so many people, and we don't take that lightly. And we're going to play hard.
Coach, at your first press conference, your initial press conference, you talked about that this team will be relentless. This team would also be the best conditioned team, period, in college football. But you were down 17-0 and 17-7. To see how this team came back and won this football game in overtime, does this team fit that mold of the relentlessness that you talked about early on?
Yeah, they just never stop, and we really pride ourselves on our conditioning. Our GPS numbers this week were higher than they were last week. Every single day, and we came out on Fast Friday, and we were fast yesterday in practice, and our numbers were high. Our guys looked quick, and I knew that we were in great shape, and I knew that Nebraska would have to come here in our place at altitude and have to play 60 minutes, and we were ready for that. And there's no doubt in my mind that our guys are going to continue to work and do what it takes to be prepared for these games. These are four-quarter 60-minute football games, 60-minute plus games that we have to be at our best, and we have to be able to grind through it, through the ups and downs, the momentum swings in the game, and continue to work and come out come out victorious, through preparation, hard work, being in great condition, and just huge belief in what we're doing.
Through the first two games of the season now, your guys have demonstrated an ability to really come out in the second half and make adjustments. Against the Rams, it was the defense that came out and tightened some bolts. Today, it really was the offense that got it going. What does it just say about your squad, top and down the roster, that they're able to just come out and be capable of making adjustments after things might be going a little rough in the first half?
Well, I mean, that it tells me that the players trust our coaching staff and what we're asking them to do, and they trust our program and our process and what we're telling them to do and what we're asking them to execute on a play in and play out basis. And so when we communicate to our players, here's the issues, here are the solutions to the problems. Okay, and this is what we need to go out. This is what we need to do to go out and be successful. They understand that, they believe in what we're telling them, and so they can go out there and they can do it full speed. They can be bought in 100% and go out there and compete. And so I'm really proud of this group. From day one, they've embraced our new staff, our new culture and what we're building here. They want to be relevant. They want to be significant, and so we took another step today.
I got down on the field a little late, but you in the tunnel there, I think I counted a triple-double in hugs, high fives, and selfies that you took. Did you learn that selfie game from Nick Saban, or where did you get that selfie game from?
I got to laugh at that one, man. Yeah, you know what? That was a big game, right? And that was a big win. I think everybody knows that, and so we share with our fans. We had a lot of support out there today, and it built up since the day that I got here, December 5th. A lot of support, a lot of passion for us, and so it's an opportunity for me and for our players and our coaches to be able to share this moment with our students, with our fans, and so that's special. That's special to us.
More seriously, did you talk? Was there talk on the sideline? Did the coaches talk to players at all? I mean, the Buff fans you had there were loud.
Yeah.
And they stuck with you.
Yeah, that's right.
But there was a whole lot of red there. Did you ignore that as a team? Feed off it as a team?
There's a lot of red that left here disappointed, and so but we, our fans were loud. I never sensed that they had any type of advantage from a fan standpoint in our stadium. Our fans were loud. They were very supportive. We fed off of our fans. Our students were great. And this is what makes CU a special place. Again, I think you have to have tradition and facilities, and this place has outstanding facilities, and we have a great football tradition here. And this is a football town, and football is important to a lot of people. And so we understand that, and you can see that out there today. You can feel it from the moment we stepped onto the field and until the very end when those fans rushed the field. So just a great atmosphere for college football, and I can't imagine it being better anywhere else.
Coach,
Stephen Montez has played in the second half, especially.
Yeah, Stephen, he looked like a veteran quarterback, and everything doesn't. I mean, football is one of those games where it doesn't always go your way. It doesn't. The ball bounces funny, and crazy things happen out there at times. And but when Stephen showed poise, he showed patience, trusting his teammates, trusting the plan, trusting the coaches, and it really became about execution. And I was really proud of him because he led us. He hung in there. He led us. I saw him throw the ball away. I saw him be patient. I saw him do things that good players do, and that's what good quarterbacks do is they hang in there. And your quarterback has to be your number one competitor, and I've said that. And he competed at a very, very high level, all the way until the very end. So my hat goes off to Stephen. I believe in him. As a person, I believe in him as our quarterback.
Coach, you're 2-0 now, and 2 games, 2 national televised games. So yeah, not bad there, right? In all seriousness, Coach, your message at halftime, 17. They were losing 7. You guys were losing 17-0, and you guys came back, and it was a whole second team. What was your message at halftime, Coach?
Yeah, my message to the team was that they gave us their best shot, and we hadn't even scratched the surface of what we could do on either side of the ball. And so it was just a matter of playing the next play. Never looking at the scoreboard, doing what we do, believing in each other, and playing harder, hitting a little bit harder, and in execution. And so, when we went out into the tunnel, coming out for the second half, those guys were energized, and they were ready. They were ready to play ball. Our guys want to play football, and we had opportunity in the second half to come out and put our best foot forward, and we did that.
Can you talk a little bit about what you saw from your running backs today, especially in the second half? It seemed like Alex and Jaron really just hunkered down and were able to get you guys some traction offensively.
Yeah, I mean, our line was coming off the ball, giving those guys some room to work, and we were able to get some yards after contact, take care of the football. They looked like a real hungry group of guys that were determined to advance the football against their will, and so we were able to do that. And obviously, like I said before, I mean, you need to be able to run the football, on your terms when you want to and when you need to. You need to be able to have a ground game to make things work. I mean, you don't ever want to be one-dimensional. And so we've got good backs. We got a good line that plays hard. They're cohesive. We have our receivers block in our run game. We saw that last week. And so we need to be able to run the football. And so we've got the guys to get that done, to be able to get that done.
Last question.
All right, Coach, just the way your team showed a gutsy performance and showed perseverance after being down throughout the first half, what does that say how far they came with their mental toughness?
Yeah, well, I saw it last week, and I've seen it in practice. We try to make our practices, harder than the games, and we put these guys under pressure situations. We coach them aggressively, and they never flinch. They just keep coming back for more. And so they did that last week as a football team, and I knew that they would do it today because that's just how they're built. Our team is built in the weight room, and we want to be best conditioned. We believe in each other. We're a very unselfish group. You play for the man next to you, and we want to play football the way the game was meant to be played. And there's lots of things that we can clean up, and so I think our best football is still yet ahead of us.